Sir, just what are we facing here?
A relic of the old world. Ready your men, Captain. We will only get one chance. And remember, when you hear the whispers, call for help. Do not attack!
You hear the whispers? What do you think he was on about?
It's Dorman, right?
Yeah?
Then Dorman. Shut your damn mouth. Ugh, why do I always get stuck with these rookies?
Hey, the kid's got a mean cleave. Give him a chance.
Quiet.
Hmm? Sullen!
A mean cleave, eh, Captain? Rookie can't even lift his own sword. Captain Oren? Captain? It's here. Rain! Send the signal!
What the fuck?
Rain! On my back, Rookie. Blade up!
Come on, come on! I'm ready. I'm ready. It's a man.
No, it's not. Run.
Captain! Captain!
Why are you here? What is this? Stop! Humanity isn't ready.
On your feet, lad.
Sir, the captain,
You'll be fine. Here.
What is it?
Get the body.
Stop. Mortal. It can still be contained. You don't know what you have unleashed.
Your kind no longer control this world. We cannot destroy your body, it's true. But you will watch as we destroy everything you have built. Bind him! Feed. Grow, my child. I'll make sure you can eat your fill. slave. It is a pity to see you like this. You arrived on our shores a whipped and broken child. Our people made you strong. How were they repaid? Sedition and lies. Speak now if you choose.
Default. Connect to the microphone. Is that it? Did that fix it? Holy cow. Yeah, sometimes stuff happens. Yeah, so, been playing a lot of Mad Max, and, kind of wanted to do something different. I've been getting really into Path of Exiles 2. It is on, game preview, so we're just gonna look at, like, the patch notes real quick. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time on this. I just kind of want to stream for like an hour or so. I'm just going to touch on a few things. Also, I did this with a quick Google search, so like realistically, if you wanted to see like any of the stuff I'm looking at, just a quick Google search will help you with that. I am playing it on the Xbox One Series, Series X or Series S. I don't remember. It's one of the ones with a disc drive on it. I don't know. I like my PC more than I like my Xbox. I have no clue what version of Xbox I have. It's a series, right? That's the only thing that matters. So yeah, you can just look this stuff up yourself, but I'm just going to touch on it real quick. There's just a couple of interesting things here. It seems like they fleshed out a bit of the later game more. So here's a couple of the summary points for Game Rant, right? I shouldn't have clicked that. That was my mistake. It introduces new in-game tower maps. So again, touching on the end game here, respawn attempts for bosses. I know that was something a lot of people found frustrating, is that dying on one of these tower maps on one of them bosses could be really mess up your playthrough. Oh my goodness, everything. It's just everything. And they make these things to where like you can't find the X button to remove it without clicking something else. Like I hate advertisements. Like you've got an advertisement here, you've got an advertisement here, you've got another advertisement here, you had one that popped up right here. Why are there 4 advertisements clustered into this small area? They're all clusterfucked on top of each other. Anyways, I don't care. Significant skill and monster changes in the update, including capped radius increases, stat grants, and based on rarity and improved monster behaviors. So it's going to affect combat. It's also going to affect drops. I have seen that like some of the loot wasn't quite to the percentages that made it fun, so they adjusted some of the percent drops for some items to make it a little bit more fun. I like some of the things that they've talked about here. So it mentions crashes on the PS5. So I'm playing on the Xbox and I've had some similar issues. I do think it's because the game was it's kind of made for PC, so it was kind of made for PC. So it's like in the mentality of it's not optimized for consoles, even though most consoles are on par with your low-end PCs nowadays. It's just they're not optimized for this kind of stuff. So this is going to take some time. This is going to take some effort on the behalf of Path of Exiles. So you know, that's just another thing to think about here. If you're struggling, if you're having issues with optimization, this may be a patch that helps you out. 0.1.1, that's where we are now. Significant changes for in-game content, improved game diversity and accessibility. I like accessibility. hopefully accessibility without killing the late game joy for people, because late game people tend to do a lot of explorative and building and stuff like that, like what do you call it, your character building, your skill building and stuff. So you're trying to find gear that synergizes well with your ability skills, and you know, maybe they give buffs like an increase of health recovery or life steal on kill, things like that. Those are all things that you should always be focusing on that type of stuff. Number one, you should always be looking at synergies that work well with your skills. Like if you're a mage, you probably want to find something that gives you some mana recovery on kill, or increased mana recovery over time, or an increased mana pool. Like it's kind of a given, but from what I understand, some of these changes will make it a little bit easier in the later games, so that's nice. Essence shrines appear more frequently in certain areas, now offer better rewards for players. So again, this kind of goes into the loot system, where they're incentivizing playing through, and even to some extent farming certain areas. Better rewards in certain areas means people are going to go to those areas, but it also means that there is an area on the map that they can realistically go to on a somewhat consistent basis, right, and find decent gear. It makes it farmable, it makes it worth it for me to push the game to get to that point, you know. These areas that have better drop rates and stuff, they're not going to be at the very beginning of the game, you know. You're gonna have to get to them. You're gonna have to work through some of the stuff. Look at that boss. That looks so cool. Yeah, we really enjoyed the game. Monsters patched with a serious shift. Supercharged slam is now a capped radius, which is nice. This is gonna affect the flow of some of the fights that use the slam abilities. I don't know what exactly supercharged slam that they're talking about. I'm still new to the game. I've made like 5 or 6 different characters, and I've literally just gotten the uncut skill gems, and or some of them I learned, some of them, and just like transferred them over to a to another character. So that's, you know, that's just how I've played. How do I... There we go. Solo self-found. Solo self-found hardcore. That's what we're doing today. You probably can't see that because I have my overlay put on, but you'll see it here in just a second. So yeah, there's a couple of other things in here about specific things where they talk about... here's something specifically talking about the solo self-found leagues. Actually, the patch brings several changes and improvements, such as enabling migration from solo self-found leagues to corresponding parent leagues. So I'm assuming if you have a solo self-found, a parent league would just be like, if you have a solo self-found standard, you'd be able to migrate that to regular standard, and if you have solo self-found hardcore, you would be able to migrate that to just a regular hardcore. I'm assuming that's what they're meaning here. Strongbox enemy spawn time, so this is nice. Strong boxes, adjusting the spawn time, increase the chance to encounter research strong bosses, and that's nice. That's very nice. Visual effects for spawn monsters. I did read something about this on another article where they did kind of talk about enhancing armor's effectiveness by approximately 15%. So the like visual effects for spawn monsters and stuff, that one actually was one that was affecting performance for some consoles. For certain setups who didn't have like a actual graphics process, a GPU graphic processing unit. Instead, they have a they're using their CPU, their integrated graphics card on the CPU, which for a lot of things that can be fine. I would say for gaming, using your integrated CPU is probably not a great idea, especially if you have an external GPU, but some people don't have it. So this visual effects is something that's gonna help with its runnability, its playability. Various bugs address client instant crashes, skill issues. Skill issues? I almost feel like they're trolling us here. Because they're like, we fixed like we like addressed and tried to fix the client instances and interaction bugs. We also tried to address skill issues. That's fucking hilarious. I don't think that's what they meant. I think I'm pretty sure, I'm just laughing at it because I find it funny, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about like your skills and your ability usages, where some of them will clash with each other or not work in a synergistic way or not work the way it was intended. I'm sure a lot of people have seen similar issues. It's not unheard of for a game that's relatively new to have some minor issues here and there. So I'm glad that they are looking at and addressing these things. I'm also really glad I saw a video on YouTube where they talked specifically about the types of stuff that they were going to be addressing in the patch. And he did mention some of this stuff, which to me, that level of transparency is really nice to see from development. Writing lines of code is not necessarily in itself difficult, but writing multiple lines of code that communicate with each other to do a specific job, where if one of those lines of code messes up, or if it starts at the wrong time, or if it desynchronizes from each other, then you have a bunch of minor issues that pop up, and some of those things can be planned for, some of them just can't be planned for. Not every coding interaction that we have existent today has been planned for or done in the past, so there could be a lot of different minor things that are really affecting how these things work together. So I'm glad that they're talking about it. I'm glad that they're thinking about it. I'm glad that they are making it accessible for people who don't understand these things or why their game is running super slow. I'm glad that they're communicating. I really like that. That makes it worth it for me. I'm not going to call out any names, but there are other games that of a similar type where they basically kind of put out a finished product, charged full price for it, and then basically ignored their community or did some very drastic things that ended up alienating a part of their community. Again, I'm not talking about any company in particular, just that it has been done, and transparency it's important when you're cultivating not just an audience, but a community. And when you have a large group of people playing the same game, you are building a community. All of the people who enjoy playing this game, I hope that this community is great. I will be staying far away from any community involving multiple online battle arenas or MOBAs like League of Legends, because their community is toxic as fuck. It's almost a requirement that you have to be an absolute piece of shit to even be an ADC or a jungler or mid lane. Like you can't, or off lane, it doesn't matter. The only person that's typically not a total fucking asshat in League of Legends is your support role, and they get shit on by everybody else because anytime somebody makes a mistake, it's the healer's fault. Every fucking time. I can't stand communities like that. That shit really kills the joy for a lot of people for me. Kills the joy for a lot of people and me. Like it makes me not want to play. It ruins a beautiful game that could have existed because people are assholes. So I'm glad that the community here that they're kind of fostering is going to be not competitive, of course. It's not a competitive style game. Again, I don't play MOBAs, but I also don't play competitive style games either. I don't give a shit about Call of Duty. I give two flying fucks about Fortnite. Any game where I have to actively go out of my way to kill another person, it's an arcade game at best, and I will never respect those games in any way, shape, or form. You are a toxic piece of shit if that is your entire life. I've seen people play Rainbow Six Siege that have no souls, staring off into space, and the only thing they care about is that 360 no scope they can get. I'm fucking ranting here. But yeah, this is a patch notes on Game Rant. It's funny that I'm ranting on Game Rant. There's definitely other articles that discuss it. I wanted to find the actual patch notes from Path of Exiles 2's website. Let's see. No, nobody cares about Elon Musk's cheated character. That guy did not get this stuff legitimately. Let's think about this for a second. This guy couldn't even find his fucking maps tab. Like, if you created your tabs, if you made your tabs, if they're your tabs and you know how they work and you know how they're laid out, how the fuck can you not find your fucking map tabs? Like, the worst part is the tab literally said Elon's maps. Who the fuck talks about themselves in the third person on a goddamn map tab in a fucking video game? Like, bro, whatever. Totally not boosted Path of Exiles character. Again, this is a week ago. This is old news. Nobody gives a fuck about Elon Musk. I did watch the video of Asmongold, specifically talking about Elon Musk, and like, I've seen a couple of different content creators who actually play Path of Exiles, discussing and breaking down how he acts on his stream. He acts like he has no clue what he's doing. He acts like somebody else played the game for him and he just picked it up and went, oh yeah, my character's overpowered, I can do whatever I want. Like, the guy doesn't play. He pays, or probably doesn't even pay them. He's got several interns who just play the game for him. Like, I legitimately don't think Elon Musk is playing anything other than casually, and how he's on any scoreboard ever is fucking questionable. Like, 100%, it's a bullshit gaming scoreboard, so like nobody cares, but like also at the same time, how the fuck is he on the scoreboard? Like, that's the equivalent of cheating and getting up there. And it's not to say that other people that aren't on the top of that leaderboard right now aren't cheating, but like, we know he is. We know for a fact he is. At this point, he should be IP banned. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't know, maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe I'm more invested in Elon's downfall than I am his success. I don't give a shit. This is just more news here. Grinding Gears confirms that there was a data breach this month, which affected developer and player accounts. Yeah. Apologize for data breach. That saw 66 accounts, has personal info potentially stolen. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I'm sad that they're going through that. Really, I am. My heart goes out for the 66 accounts that were snatched and potentially info stolen. It was disgusting behavior, but these people exist out here, and they enjoy our downfalls. Where's the actual fucking website? Like, when I Google it on my phone, when I Google this on my phone, I literally get the wiki page. That's insane. All right, we're done with Google. We're done with the Google. This is the Twitter post here where they talked about the patch. This was made the 15th, right? And we're looking, today is the 17th, or is today the 16th? No, yesterday was the 16th. So this should have dropped on Friday. NZT, I'm assuming New Zealand time. I don't know, really, honestly. I kind of don't care either. I have it available on my console, and it's been updated to this point. Time zones are only interesting when I'm waiting on something to happen. I'm not waiting on this to happen. The patch has been released. This is just the Twitter post, and no, I don't care if it's X. Like, that's the dumbest thing. If anything, I'm just gonna call it X, formerly known as Twitter, like the same way they did with what's his name, Prince. Was it Prince? It was a musician, the artist formerly known as somebody. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna mute my mic and just kind of get into playing, because I've been kind of just running, like, you know, silent streams, and pretty much all of this stuff, I just spent like over 20 minutes talking about the patch notes and not giving any real, like, information. I skimmed it. I gave everybody the ability, or I gave everybody a few bits of information that would potentially lead them into doing a little bit more research themselves, and that's all I really wanted to do. I'm not here to explain patch notes. I'm here to have fun. I hope that you guys find this entertaining. I hope I don't die, because hardcore is hard. Actually, I don't think the difficulty on hardcore is any more or less difficult than the actual gameplay. I think it's actually just you're more likely to die. You know, you're more likely to die or not more likely to die, but when you do die, you're not coming back. I actually think that in hardcore it transfers to a normal character after you die the first time. Are there any benefits for playing from hardcore? Like, are the item drops better? You know, shit like that. I don't know. All right. Please note. Oh, actually, we're gonna get the rules right here. Look at this. This is where we. This is where we are. Please. Oh, hey there. Please note dead hardcore characters not be restored for any reason, including game bugs or internet lag. Are you sure you want to create one? Yeah. No. Let's go. Fuck it. We ball. No, not cancel. Click OK. Yeah, character name is too short. I'm trying to click a character name. Oh my god. What's... Can I... Do I actually have to write my name before I can click my fucking... Oh, that is insanity. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. If I cancel the character name, I should still be able to type it in after backing out of it. That's dumb. I don't know. I gotta come up with like weird names because like everything's gonna be like that name is taken. Did I put a space in there? Hold on. No! It changed it. That's not what I was going for. Apparently, German is perfectly fine, but Karlak is not. Get fucked, game. Get fucked. Space? I'm actually just gonna spell that because I like that name German is like a last name. Jarman. Karlak Jarman. Okay. Because you're gonna have to come up with a unique name. There's no other way for you to, no other way for you to start a new character. Gotta have a unique name. Character name is too short. That's not true. I want to create one. Why, yes, I am.
Stop the foundling! Quickly! He's escaping!
Have to keep moving.
By the first ones! You're alive! I'm glad to see, but now I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Clearfell could be in danger. I'd best hurry.
Feel my wrath!
Now this might be just what I need. What power! Tempered by victory. Face me! Brannock? Is that you? Stay back! Don't do this! Hammer and anvil! I'm sorry, Brannock. It was me, or you.
Well done. Please come inside.
Father!
Where have you been, lad? I've been worried sick. I looked for you everywhere after those soldiers came for you, but when I found neither hide nor hair, I had to believe, well, it's a good thing you managed to escape the Count's justice. Let's just say that. It seems the first ones have graced us with fortune. We could sorely use your strength in these dark times. There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the Felin. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you.
The Count must die for what he has done to us.
Welcome to the Camp of the Lost. I am Una. I know you and I never met in the village, but Renly has been sick with worry about you since he got here. This is the first good news he's had, and for that, I am thankful to see you. You must have heard the rumors in the village. All this began the night Count Gianor took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. That's when his growing madness began. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel to the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear that our land's sickness will only deepen unless something is done.
We will survive this. I swear it.
Oi, it's you! You're Renly's foundling, Renly's son, aren't you? Good to finally meet you. I am Finn, and I shall be your humble provider of useful and diverse objects that are most definitely not scrounged or stolen. If I don't got it, I can get it. You just let me know. Take a punt. You know you want to. Later.
He lives up to his reputation.
While Bone Shatter is equipped, Ice Nova can chill and freeze enemies. Use it if enemies get too close. Ice Nova can chill and freeze enemies. Use it if enemies get too close. Frost Bomb pulses with ice, reducing enemies' resistance to cold damage. After a time, the ore will explode. Frost Bomb pulses with ice, reducing enemy. Ice Nova can chill and freeze enemies.
Sorry.
Hello. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. But cheers. Later.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the man.
Hammer and anvil! By flame.
While Earthquake creates jagged ground that slows enemies. After a few seconds, the ground explodes with an aftershock, dealing a large amount of damage.
yourself! The Grellwood has changed, and not for the better. Face me!
now, beast!
If you find a pint out there, do bring it back. I'll find some use for that. Deal. Go well.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
become dirt!
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the manor.
Leave this place.
Crush them!
Not here.
Sleep in ice, wake in snow, sleep my
Yes? Why then? Why then?
Sorry, I was just... Yes. I will treasure it.
Exile! Swell! Hey! My pet's hunger!
Yes. Hello.
Fear will best you!
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell lodge.
Return to death!
Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back.
Crush them!
Be still! Feed!
No mana!
Be still! Feed! Be still! Feed! Be still! Swell! Be still! Feed!
Fear will best you!
Be still! Swell! My pet's hunger! Be still! Swell! pet's hunger. Exile.
Alright, I was gonna stream for about an hour, but I started enjoying myself and decided not to stop. And I was just gonna kind of grind out this fucking frozen bitch in the first area. Cause, like, I need magic drops and shit. But, like, what the actual fuck just happened? All of the shit that she dropped just fucking vanished. Like, are you fucking with me right now, dude? Seriously. Like... And this isn't an easy fight either right now. Like, this is, I'm fucking crowd controlling like a motherfucker just to stay alive. I am spam eating fucking potions to live. And they fucking take my loot just straight off the fucking ground. Just fuck me then, right? Never mind the fact that this is hardcore solo self-found. So, like, I literally only have the shit that's on the ground and whatever I can find from fucking merchants. And my fucking shit on the ground just disappeared. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This is bullshit. Like, this makes me not want to play the game. I just lost loot that I just spent the last 5 minutes trying to come out here to go get. I came to fight this fucking bitch so that I could get loot. The game's just like, nah, bruh, you don't need it. You don't need it. That's not good. That is not good. Like, nah, that fucking pissed me off. That pissed me off, dude. Fucking ridiculous.
Hello. Bye. Another for my collection. Stay safe.
That fucking pisses me off so bad. Like, I literally just went into that fucking area specifically to fucking farm it. Like, specifically to fucking farm it. What happens? Nah, you don't get a farm. I probably should have went through the portal to see if, like, maybe my loot was still on the ground. I doubt it. Like, I doubt the loot would have been there on the ground. Because, like, it just disappeared. And what's even funnier is if you go back to right after that loot was dropped, if you go back to that, is it gonna put me in the same instance? It did. No loot. No fucking loot. No loot. there was a chest. I walked like over this way because I was hoping if I leave the area, you know, and come back. I'm pretty sure this chest also dropped items. I saw blue stuff out of it. I don't know, I'd have to go back and look. But I did go back and look at what the witch dropped, and I know for a fact there was a fucking yellow item in there. I know for a fact there was a yellow item in there, and I kind of need some yellows because, like, I've got one. I think I got this for the first time I beat her, which it's a nice pair of boots. It's a nice pair of boots. I kind of like these. Yeah, well, for early game, you know. This is it makes me fucking rage so bad, dude. Like, where's the waypoint? I don't want to TP back to town. I don't want to keep this instance open. I want this instance to close. That pissed me off so bad. Like, like, I legit kind of don't even want to play anymore. I think I'm going to go through the Mud Barrow. I wonder if I grab the waypoint. Mud Barrow, is it? No, I haven't unlocked Mud Barrow yet. But I do have the waypoint for this, and this one should be right next to the Mud Barrow. So, I mean, the Mud Barrow fight, I think, is kind of easier than the other, than the witch that I just fought, but only because she has, like, so much slows, crowd control. You know, she has her ice, she has the summonable dogs and shit. So, like, she's kind of more difficult than the worm, I think. Like, the worm is just dodging shit. You don't necessarily have to worry about what do you call it? You don't necessarily have to worry about a lot of, like, crowd control and stuff. You just kind of gotta avoid his tail and avoid the worm. So fuck it, we're gonna do this, and hopefully I get some decent fucking loot out of it. Because if it, swear to God, if I kill this fucking worm and I don't get my loot, I will be clipping this shit and I will be posting it literally anywhere I can and be like, fucking fix this. Because not getting loot in a loot grinding game, that's fucking unplayable. Like, I don't give a shit about the vendors, none of that. Fighting the bosses to get the cool gear is literally the whole fucking purpose of a grinding looter game. That's the whole purpose. And I just lost my loot. So, like, straight up, I lost my purpose. My purpose was taken from me. So if this worm doesn't, or if this worm drops loot and then it immediately gets hoovered into the fucking eternal space of the void, I am shutting it off, and I'm probably not going to play Path of Exiles till the next update. I will not play in a game where the loot fucking vanishes right in front of me. I had to go back and watch the clip because while I was streaming, I was fucking tripping. Like, I'm like, did that shit just vanish? So I had to actually go back and pull up my video on my phone, rewind it to go and see, and it did indeed vanish while I was fighting the dogs a few minutes ago. So 100% loot just fucking vanished. I'm gonna mute myself again. We're gonna run this one, and then I'm gonna probably call it after this regardless. But yeah, if this worm, if my loot disappears on this fucking worm, I'm going to rage so hard, and I'm probably not touching Path of Exiles until the next patch update. Because this patch update literally just dropped late last night for me. So this patch just came out. I know this game is in game preview and all that. That's fine. I get that. But if you want people to play your game preview, you want people to play anything you've created in any way, shape, or form, you have to address issues, and they will have to address that. Anybody else has any issues like that, please 100% clip that shit and fucking submit it, post it on YouTube. I don't give a shit what you do, but get that shit out there. They need to know that their void is vacuuming fucking loot. That is bad. That is bad for the gamer economy. That is bad, bad, bad. That's it. I'm gonna mute myself.
Steel yourself!
Also, it makes it, like, last thing I'm gonna say, it makes it like 10 to 20 times worse that this is a hardcore character where I desperately need that loot because I barely even have blue shit. Like, I have 2 blue items. Yeah, I've got 2 blues and 1 yellow. That is 2 magic items and 1 legendary. Or unique. I think the gold frame is actually a unique. Legendaries are like orange, I think. But my point stands. I've been playing for over an hour, and these are the only magic items that I've gotten that have been actually useful for me. I got some wands earlier that had magic on them. I'm not using wands or staffs with a barbarian right now. Like, I'm not crossbreeding into warrior mage just yet. Even though I've kind of picked up some but those are crowd control shit. Like, I'm not putting staff in my offhand and firing fucking fireballs right now. Like, it's just not happening. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. I need my gear, and the game taking my gear is a problem. Okay, this is hardcore. That's a big problem. Okay, that's it.
Destruction!
Wait a second. Wait a goddamn second. Wait a goddamn second. I hid the loot. I just lost all my shit because I hid the loot. And I'm still new to this game. I hid the loot from myself, couldn't find the shit, got pissed off at the developers. I apologize for my behavior, but also, what the fuck is this shit? That's coming out of the tool belt so fast. Like, that's no. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I don't know who put the toggle visibility in there, but that should not be something in your tool belt. Ah, God, I don't like it in the tool belt at all. That should not be default in the tool belt. I don't care if it's an option for people to put it in their tool belt. That should not be default in the tool belt. I've never had that problem before. I have never once had that problem. And I don't know. I'm curious now. Oh, there's no achievements available, so I can't see. Damn, it's not even gonna be, because I was gonna look at the stats on it and see like how much time I've played, because I know at this point it's several hours. Like I've spent several hours building multiple characters, none of them past like level 10 or 12. That's irrelevant. I've still spent several hours in this game on multiple characters that did not get very high level, and have not done that to myself a single fucking time. So I think that they added that button in there because I actually don't remember seeing this button before. So that might be something part of the patch update. I don't think that should be. Yeah. Because see, this right here, open chat, that's what used to be there. I know for a fact that's what used to be there. So they swapped that out. I thought I lost my loot because of that. Like, that should not be default in your tool belt. I don't care if you want to put it in your tool belt so you can hide and all that stuff for loot all over the ground. I don't care. That's cool. I'm happy for you. I feel like that should be a setting in the settings menu. Like, if you don't want to see ground loot, or like, there is actually a filter option. If you don't want to see certain items, you can filter out white items and only get blues, yellows, and above, the rare tiers. But having that button in the chat like that, or in the not chat, but having this button down here, I don't like it. I don't like it being default. I don't want it in my tool belt. I don't want this particular toggle label visibility, because I am a mindless retard that needs every single icon on my screen at the same time. I need to be able to read every item on the ground without fail every time. Need it. I need it. So having this as a default function in your tool belt, to where you can accidentally turn it off and on and then panic, go full fucking rage mode and lose all your shit on the ground because you couldn't take 3 seconds to look at the damn tool belt to see what your mistake was. By the way, I would have never figured that out. I would have never figured that out if I hadn't looked at it and said, huh, that little eye looking symbol there, I've never had that in my tool belt before. What is that? So I made the mistake and then went back and looked at it and found my mistake, and I'm still mad about it. I'm still mad about that, okay? The blame is like 90% my fault, 10% on the developers. 100% having this in the tool belt is dumb. It is dumb by default. Now, if you want to have it in there on your own, that's not dumb. That's just how you play. There's nothing against that at all. But having that in your tool belt on default is dumb. It should not be in your tool belt on default. Leave it for what the fuck it is. Leave the open interaction for chat. These contextual bindings, I haven't used these not once. I'm assuming there's some type of use for them in some way, shape, or form. I am very inexperienced at this game, and I do think that some of my thoughts and point of views should be taken with a grain of thought, with a grain of salt. I also think that some of my points of views should be taken seriously, only because I represent some people who have never played a Path of Exiles game before. I've played Diablo 2 since I was like 12 years old, 10 maybe. So, and as a 32-year-old person, that's over 20 years playing a game that I absolutely loved. I love Blizzard. I wouldn't say I love Blizzard, but I love Diablo. Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction was my shit for years. I was always on that shit. Like, literally couldn't get me off of it. I was happy when they did the Resurrected and all this other stuff. None of that stuff matters. All that to say, I am familiar with games like this, but I've never played a Path of Exiles game. I'm going to probably have some of the same problems that a lot of other newer players are going to experience with this game. So if you think about me as the average entrance to the average entrance audience, things that I would see as a problem are probably things that they're going to see as a problem. Somebody is probably going to disable their loot at some point, and they are going to go online, they're going to go on Reddit, and they're going to be like, hey, can't find loot anymore. I keep killing bosses. It spawns in for 2 seconds. I walk away from the loot to finish killing the bad guys. I come back and the loot's gone. Same exact scenario that happened to me, but they're gonna go to Reddit. And me, I figured it out because I just kept going, hoping that it was a bug or some shit, and I lost that shit. There's no way for me to go back to that instance. I started a new instance. I lost that shit. That shit's gone. That pisses me off, but that shit's gone. So, yeah, that right there, change it. This right here, toggle label visibility, unless you absolutely want to accidentally turn off your loot on the display, you want to turn off all visible loot. Unless you absolutely want to do that on a somewhat regular basis to avoid like clutter and stuff on your screen, do not use this fucking thing. Take it out of your tool belt. You don't need it. Because especially early game where you were grinding for loot, this thing is going to fuck you over. It just fucked me over for my own mistakes, granted. However, I didn't understand what this thing was doing, and I made that mistake and got pissed off at the developers for it, and it's not their fault. They put that in there as a utility tool. It should not be in the default in the belt. It should not default to your belt. You should have to find that perk and put it in your belt in order to use it. That should be the only way that that function works, and the only reason I say that is for accessibility reasons. For somebody who is not looking at every single thing that they've got down here and they don't know that that speech chat has been swapped with the invisibility thing, they don't know that, or they've never seen it before, so they don't know that that even exists. There is a setting in the settings page to filter ground loot. It doesn't seem to be fully functional for the console, because I have looked at it, well, you know, they just did a patch too, but like, see this? Item default filter? There is no popular filters. I could use popular filters, but there's no item filters here that exist in this game yet. I'm assuming that at some point they will put an item filter here where you can filter out stuff that is non-magical, non-unique, non-legendary. You can filter out just so that you can find magic, uniques, and legendaries. I'm sure that that will be an option at some point. I am playing on an Xbox Series. This is not an option for us. So if you want to hide all of your ground loot, there's an option for it. I don't want an item filter because I'm literally just gonna yeah. Hang on. Oh, well, yeah, I have to put like in a password and everything to check that. I would have to actually, that's funny, they're gonna have to fix that because I'm not gonna disable my web browser password every time I want to interact with this thing, which means I can't use the popular filters page in web browser because I have to put in my password in order to open the web browser, and Path of Exiles won't let me do that because it's restricted. So that right there is a problem for me because like I can't use it. I can't use it unless I go to my settings and deactivate the password put in that it forces me to put in whenever I open a web page. I don't use the browser on Xbox, so this isn't a problem for me. I keep it locked all the time because I don't use the browser. I don't want things like this to be able to open the browser because I do not respect the browser on Xbox. I will go to my computer, to my cell phone, to my laptop. I will go anywhere else but the browser on my Xbox. It's not happening. I don't give a fuck about the browser here. However, they have it baked in as a tool, and I think that's a problem because that right there, I can click that and it's not going to let me put in my password to open the web browser. It's just going to tell you it's got an account restriction on it. You got to fix this some other way, yada yada, blah blah blah. So like, in my mind, that's problematic. You have a tool that's supposed to be helpful for accessibility and it doesn't work if you have a particular setting set up. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Like, I'm the main account holder. Nobody has access over me. It's simply because I have it set up to where any other application has to require my input password, my login password in order to open it. It's the same thing for purchasing things with my card, shit like that. Stuff that you should be using on your consoles as like security features anyways. But like this, it's set up as a security feature, and it blocks the use of filters on the ground. So like literally the item filters on ground is unusable for me. If that's a problem for you and you want to be able to see your ground loot, or disable your ground loot, you know, what the fuck ever. If that's what you want to do, just make sure that you know where this toggleable label is. And if you don't want to use it and you have problems with button mashing when you panic like I do, take this out of your tool belt. Take it out of your tool belt. Take it out. That's all I'm saying. Take it out. It should never have been put into the tool belt by default. It should never be in your tool belt by default for any reason at all. It's going to, it actually makes accessibility worse because it doesn't make it a choice. It makes it an accident. You just turned my choice and your accessibility into my mistake and making things 10 times worse than they could have been. This whole rant has basically been about one mistake. Putting this item and the default toolbar and me accidentally clicking it while I was in combat. The other option is don't panic click. And I'm sorry, but I play games fairly casually and I'm playing in hardcore mode. So I'm gonna be honest, panic clicking is probably going to happen. So yeah, this does not go in my tool belt. It will never go in my tool belt. I fucking hate it. I like that they added a secondary skill set. I think I don't know if that was there before. I think it actually was. Toggle targeting mode. I mean, some of these are really cool features, but like toggle targeting mode, you can open that from your settings page. You can change it from dynamic to focus fire in your settings page. Label visibility is not something you can change in your page unless you go to the filter options and you're on a PC or you don't have a password set up like I do, so you can actually go look at suggested web pages and shit like that. Like there's other options for you for this option. I don't see this as a valuable option for most people until you're like super late game where you're grinding the big maps. The end game maps where you're grinding those, and if you're grinding those and you toggle visibility while you're out grinding, I can see the use for that. For the average player starting on a new character or even up to the mid-level of character play, not end game, but just up to the mid-level, I don't see this as a useful tag in any way, shape, or form. If you disagree, please put that in the comment section. I don't care. I would love to see somebody else's thoughts on this, but that skill right there just fucked me out of so much loot. Like literally 3 to 5 blue items and at least one yellow item, one unique item on the ground that was lost because of that stupid fucking toggle. So, friendly warning, don't fucking use that toggle if you like your loot. No, volcanic staff is trash anyways. It's just sad because most of this stuff isn't even useful. I'm so fucking mad. Dude, I lost that shit. That was good shit. That was good shit that I kind of want to go back and kill the Frost Queen again. Like, let's just... You motherfucker. He always gets me.
Feel my wrath!
That motherfucker. Come on, walk this way. How are you still alive after that? That's fine, we're gonna end you. Yeah, these guys coming out of the walls is kind of irritating because they almost always stun tap me. Die, foul beast. Oh, hey there, big bitch. Yeah, motherfucker. What you gonna do? Let's get that frost going. And you're dead. Getting used to my combos here. I'm gonna go back on mute. Finish this dungeon.
has twisted it into a nightmare.
Destruction!
Crush them! The tail! Tail! tail.
Destruction!
Tail.
Crush them!
The tail.
Dodge this!
A horrific task, but to protect Cliff. There, fell. I'll do it again.
So I think I'm gonna call it here. I've made some stupid mistakes that I raged about for over half an hour. I've gotten a decent bit through the game, again on hardcore, so a little bit slower. The bosses and stuff seem to be a decent bit harder. I don't know. I'm assuming that's part of the hardcore mode. I didn't read the rules of engagement here, so that's on me.
I like this one.
So I I made mistakes, you know, this, that, and the other, whatever. But also I had fun. I think the game is fun. I guess I just kind of assumed that, like, I don't know. I guess I assumed that it wouldn't be as bad as it was, but that little one thing really fucked me over there. Yeah, I was yeah, I was still pretty mad about it too. I lost good shit, man. Increased spell physical, spell 2 mana drain. I mean, that's cool. Not really. Wizards. I also don't have the 9 to intelligence to be able to use that anyways. I'm looking to see if there's like anything that would be worth keeping. Think about Hyper Menace. I don't plan on using bows really for this character. Although eventually I might put a bow in my second weapon. I would rather have a mace type weapon, like a club or something, and a shield in one hand. And then a two-handed weapon, because eventually I want to get like shield charge. It allows me to close, you know, gaps and stuff. I can't really see anything. This one would actually be kind of cool to have on, but I think it does more damage. Critical hit chance, like, it's nice. It's just it's gonna end up not getting used. Because I typically use the one with the shield more often. Maybe if we just take and swap that. No, stop. Don't. Why does it auto-equip stuff to the main hand whenever I have an open secondary slot? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm also pretty close to turning off the setting. There is a setting that when you pick up, excuse me, not whenever you pick up, words. I'm thinking words. Like, whenever you... As I'm flipping through the items here in the inventory, the arrow buttons and the D-pad and the analog stick, they snap to the closest thing to it. When you have things scattered in a weird way, like this right here. Down and right to an angle, not that bad. Down and left. If I go straight down, it goes to the left. If I go straight to the right, it goes to that one. Like, this item could potentially be... I had a situation in my stash, like yesterday or the day before, where I had an item that was in my stash in a weird place, and I could not get to it without having to go all the way to the left and then going up. Like, it was weird. I wonder if I can replicate the problem. Like that, and then we take and we put this, like, you know, way over here like that, and see whenever I go to the right, it snaps straight to the gym, right? If I press down, it goes to that. But, like, sometimes it's not consistent. Like, I have had issues where there was, I mean, I'm not quite replicating the problem that I had properly, but, like, I guess maybe that would be a better example. It's way over here. I, you know, go to the left, it doesn't snap to that item, and I just want it to go over to that item. I gotta flip through 4 items to get there. And if you have something that's, like, say, down here, right, it's gonna have to choose between those two. Right? So it's always gonna go for the one that's on the closer to, right? So it's just gonna go straight across, and then you have to press up. I don't like that sometimes. It snaps in weird ways, and it seems intuitive as I'm sitting here and playing with it and moving stuff around and you know, right? Like, it seems like it would be intuitive, right? It seems like it would be intuitive. But there are specific situations where, like, if I had 2 of these gems and I put one of them, and I put one of them like right here, and then put another one like directly above the bow here, and then I go to the left, see it goes straight to the one on the bottom, and then I go up, put it like one set off to the right. I can't remember exactly how I had it set up in my stash, but it was some weird way where like I had so many spaces in between, and when it was jumping these gaps, I kept pressing, like I would go over to the left and I would go up and it would go to the wrong item and I would have to go back down and it would not go to the item it was just on, but it would go to a different item by going down, and then I had to go back to the other way and then come back and then try to find it, and it was kind of frustrating, and I can't replicate the issue right this minute, but I did have the problem, and it was multiple times to where I found myself circling around an item instead of being able to highlight it. And that's because there's a setting in here for auto snapping your to the closest items. I'm not 100% sure where it is. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Kind of thought I would find it a little bit faster than that. I don't remember where the setting is. I'm like 99.99999% sure that there is a setting that allows you to use compact menus, change how menus are displayed on heads up display. The setting is on by default in couch co-op mode. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Quest tracking, that just... Where is it? Short allocation. Default downscaling. Moving restrictions? Disabling stock, yeah, that makes sense. I thought for sure, I know there was an item. There was a... Yeah, I just can't find the setting. Figured it would be somewhere in here. My sensitivity, items, show sockets, show full descriptions, and fortune pop up. Show life mana, which by the way, your life and mana levels, your life and mana levels are easy to see. I just can't find the setting right now, but pretty sure it exists. You can click the right analog stick if you have a controller. I don't know what it is for PC. I don't plan on looking it up. I wish you guys the best of luck with that. But there is a way to be able to check your numbers, how much mana you have, how much life and shield, and whatnot. Experience per hour. Wow, I'm doing good. Yeah, God, that's actually really cool. I can see my experience per hour, my current, my next. The percent to my next level. I am 74% to my next level. XP per hour, like that's really good. Steve's died many times. Ha! That's funny. Let's...
Now, this won't cover our debt to you. Not nearly. But take it as thanks. Till next time.
Hello. Hello.
I'm gonna hold off on using these augmentations, but like the Orb of Transmutation, these little transmutation shards that I've been collecting, so you get those for scrapping or disenchanting magic items at what's her name, Una over here. So that's what I was doing just a second ago. Steve dies many times. Hi.
Yes.
So the disenchant items right there, it is on my Y button. Don't know what it is. Probably be a triangle for PlayStation. I have no clue what it's gonna be for PC. Don't ask me. I can't tell you. Look it up. I love you so much, but figure it out. You got this. I've been saving up my support gems too. But yeah, you can disenchant items, and that's what I did with a couple of other items that I got. And so you see I got transmutation shards from that, and you see the stack size is 8 out of 10, because whenever 10, you can read the description there, whenever you get to 10 though, that shard becomes an orb of transmutation. You can't use shards of transmutations for anything, but you combine them into orbs of transmutation, and it essentially takes a normal non-magical item and it imbues it with one magic modifier. I only have one of these right now, but if you take 10 of these, you get another one of these. So, you know, if you don't like the magic item that it gives, or if you don't like the magic effect that you get from an item, then, you know, just scrap that shit and re-roll it. There is a way... Oh, it doesn't show... Wow. Okay. Oh, it does not show, huh? Wow. Did they change that, or is that still a normal? So... I'm going to go to my normal character here in just a second. There's like one other thing I want to do. I want to go run the witch again, the ice witch, because I feel shitty about losing all of my gear on that drop, and I'm going to go get more because, yeah, I want it. But like, so for these boots right here, for each of these magical effects, you know, there's 4 of them. Typically they'll have a tier that is, you know, like a tier 1 magic or tier 2 magic enchantment. So the tier of the enchantment is tied to how strong the enchantment is, and, you know, you can get into some really cool stuff with, like, you know, if you find items with, like, a high tier, you know, magic effect, you can take and get the Orb of Augmentation, which is the other... That's not the transmutation. Transmutation turns a normal item into a magic item with one effect, okay? If you have a magic item, though, like I have a couple, not a lot, because the game has been fighting me tooth and nail on good gear, it doesn't work for this, because it's not a magic, it's unique. So, like this, it has one effect already on it. So... This right here augments an item with a new random modifier. So if I have one modifier on it, and the item is just a regular blue, it can only have, I think, 3 or maybe just 2 augments. But you can use those on that. And I don't plan on using it, but let's see what it's available for. Yeah, so this one already has 3 effects on it. But you'll notice there's a separation on the stun build-up thing. So you can have for magic items, I think it's 1 prefix and 2 affixes. So this one's considered a prefix, right? These are affixes. So you get 2 of these and 1 of these, and I can't augment it because it's at maximum enchantments, right? This one has no enchantments at all. We come over here, Orb of Transmutation. It becomes a magic item with 1 enchantment modifier on it. And then I use this one, and I can put a second magic item on it. And even then, you don't want to do it unless you like the first magic effect that you get. So, like, genuinely, it's not worth it to do it right this minute for me. I want better gear. You can find decent gear by leveling up and looting, and I'm actually fixing to run the Ice Queen one more time. But that's just...
While Bone Shatter is...
That's just to kind of prove a point here.
Earthquake creates...
So Earthquake. We're gonna support 1. Let's see... So, ancestral boost. More stun build up. So we're actually gonna kind of take this 50% more stun build up because I kind of like the stun build up. Also need to change my skill pattern around because so I have mace strike. Okay, cool. It did put it on that. So it's two different type of mace strike. This one right here is the big two-handed weapon. That's why it's got the long paddle-looking thing. And then this one is a one-handed weapon. For the most part, as of right now, I kind of don't want to use the mace unless it requires the mace for like Earth Shatter or for Earthquake or for Rolling Slam, something like that. I'm pretty sure I can do all of that stuff with this mace strike though. So I'm actually going to just straight up remove that from my tool belt right now. I'm not even going to use it, so it's fine. Let's see here. That's about all we can do right now. But we did get our first support gem there, so that was good. Look at that hammer. Look at that hammer. We can still have, right?
This is not the place for
the two-handed weapon out. It's not a place for violence. It's a shield. I just want to pull the shield out. Anyways, the left bumper's grayed out, so I can dodge, but I can't block in town. It's crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna go run the ice fiend real quick. Yeah. But yeah, I can switch between my one-handed weapon and my two-handed weapon, but like I would rather have my two-handed weapon in my hand, unless. And see, now I can show a good example of. Stop flicking the wrong direction. My analog stick is so sensitive. Like, going that way? Let it pull it this way? Every time I let go, it just jerks back north. Stop looking up. It goes down. That's crazy. Anyways, it's 100% the dead zone on my controllers. Controller's getting old, so probably like a year and a half now. But yeah, like I can switch to that, or I can just keep this on, right? And then block, and it will pull it back out, right? Swing on my right weapon, it'll bring that back out. So let's say, look at that, rolling flip there, good shit. Hammer smack on the ground, still uses the two-handed mace. So really, we only need this one-handed mace. For example, if we're in a shield situation. Oh my God, why does everybody hate me today? What's going on, man? Let's see if we can make it to... Yo.
Kill them.
Hammer and anvil!
See, guys, I fixed my problem simply by doing a little bit of digging around, and I figured out what the problem was. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and kill my stream here. It's been fun. You guys have a great one. Bye!
Face me! Ah!